can I keep it inside? Good morning, dear devotees, friends. Let us begin with this stotra. Please repeat after me. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That Brahman is infinite and this universe is also infinite. The infinite universe came out from the infinite Brahman. But taking the infinitude of the infinite, it remains as the infinite alone. Om, peace, peace, peace. Exactly this we are going to learn from the rishis today. That Brahman has two forms. Now in the Vedanta, they always talk about the Brahman. The Brahman means all-pervading consciousness. Of course, the interpreters, the afterwards, they interpreted it in a different way. Like the Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, they interpreted in a dualistic way. And others are also there who saw the same thing. They twisted a little because the Sanskrit you can mean in a different way, and they gave the description in that way. But Acharya Shankara and the tradition, usually they say it is the only consciousness all over. In the second section, that Rishi is now teaching us about the Brahman, pure Brahman. They began with a story, always that is the way they do, so that the people's mind are attracted, and then finally it gives the truth. And here we find in the second section the truth. Dve baba brahmano rupe murtam eva cha amurtam cha. Dve baba, there are two different ways the Brahmana, the consciousness, manifested. Rupa. And what is that? One is murtam, gross, another is amurtam, subtle. The gross and subtle, this is the way it is there. Now what is gross? This body is gross. We can touch it, we can see it. But at the same time, our mind is subtle. The mind is inside, that is amurta. Mind has no form. We cannot see mind, we cannot touch mind, we cannot smell the mind, but mind is there. And everything that we do is because of the mind, the good and bad because of the mind, happiness and suffering because of the mind. We all understand the mind is there, but we can't see it. So this is Dve Bhava Brahmano Rupe. Now if we say that Brahman is all-pervading consciousness, it must be the subtle, and the mind is that, then the problem will be, what is this body? Obviously body is there. We cannot deny this body. Where from the body came, this gross thing came. All we see all around, the trees, the stones and everything, the gross is there. We cannot deny it. Where from it came? We said from the Brahman again. So a Brahman is having two different forms. The one is the gross, murtam, Murtam, Murti, sometimes we say. Murtam means the form, and Amurtam. Then Murtam, it is mortal, and Amurtam, it is immortal. Now, immortal, when we say this word immortal, the mind is immortal. But in the Yoga Vasishtha says that you have to kill the mind, you have to go beyond mind, you have to be mana amana bhavati. So, in the Hindu, the scripture, the Hindus start worshipping cows, then the stones, then the trees, then the rivers. And that Hindu takes you up to the ultimate end, that you have to kill your mind. That is so strong word. You have to kill your mind. If you say this, the people will be terrified what you are talking about. And you have to go beyond your mind. Why? The mind is all impressions. Where from the impression came? From all these 5 objects that you see all around you. When you see the 5 objects, and from there your eye goes, your nose goes, and hearing, and from there only you are collecting information, and that is giving the impression on the mind, and that is called the mind. Mind means thought. Thought comes from these objects, and the objects are 5. And our senses are also 5. It goes like that. This is called the mind. In the Upanishad, again, they have given the description, what is mind? So this is not that somebody came from the heaven and gave some instruction. And you cannot challenge that. Sometimes some of the religions, some of the followers, they say like that. You cannot challenge because it has been said by so and so. We are not challenging, but we like to know. So question is always appreciated in Hinduism. The Hinduism is that which is the result of a research. And the research means they go so thorough, each and everything. We the Hindus presently, we don't understand that. Because the Hindus have given so many other things also. So naturally, the which is one, which is what, that we are confused. And sometimes we cannot explain why we are worshipping the pictures, photos, and the images. At the same time, in the Durga Puja time and other pujas, here in America, we don't give the immersion because it is not allowed to take this. If the government allows us, then you will see, they will go and immerse all these images. Every year they are making those images, and after the puja, they are sending it to water. Why? Immersion. It goes back. We believe in this consciousness, but to reach to the consciousness, we take the help of the images. This is in short. But here, what are all these? Consciousness, Brahman. But some are temporary, very, very temporary, and some are not. So they say Dve. The Dve Bhava Brahmano Rupi Murtam Eva Cha Amurtam. That some are there, the Brahman has taken the form, and some are without form, but they are there. One is Martam, mortal, another is Amritam, immortal. So Sthitam, it is limited, Yat Cha, unlimited. Sat Cha, Tat Cha. Sat means it is perceptible, Tat Cha, imperceptible. So this is what is called Brahman. Now, one form of Brahman is gross form, and that is called Tat Etam Murtam. Murtam means the gross. Which is the other one? That is air and the ether. Now, let us go back to the basic thing that there are 5 elements out of which everything has come. What are the 5 elements? We call it Pancha Bhuta, Pancha Mahabhuta. Then what is the Pancha Mahabhuta? Shiti, Apa, Teja, Maruta, Bhoma. So this how it goes. It is going and examining everything. What are the things are there? Only 5 things are there. Only 5. Shiti, this earth. Apa, the water. Tveja, the fire. Maruta, air. And the Boma, the space or ether. Now, can you find a 6th one? With only these 5 are there. These 5, from that everything has come. Now, always there will be a subtle form and gross form. The subtle form from which all these ideas are creating, things are making, then the gross form is coming. The one child was asking the mother, "Mother, where from you got me?" Then the mother told, "You were in my imagination." This is a beautiful poem. The child is asking one after another question, and the answer is, "You were in my dream. You were in my imagination. I imagined you." That imagination is subtle. And then slowly that subtle thought took form and a gross form came. So these are the two, subtle and gross. Subtle is more powerful. The mind is more powerful than the body. I can just now go back to my country, India, without any passport or ticket. I can go, travel. Because I can travel in Delhi, I can travel in Bombay, mind can go. Every day morning I visit Belur Math, Belur Math is our Swarg, Belur Math is our heaven. So there, every day morning before prayer, I see that I am visiting the temple, first that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna temple, and then when I am there, as I do every day in the subtle mind, subtle body, I am there. And I can see the other Swamis and Brahmacharis, they are also going. I also go, I also bow down. Then from this temple, from that temple, from that, like this I go. I am present there. How? In a subtle way. So subtle and gross. But to go over there in a gross body, you need a lot of money to go over there, and then the planning and this and that. So gross and subtle, subtle is more powerful. There are 5 things that there. 3 are gross and 2 are subtle. What are the gross things? Shiti, Apa, Teja. That means the earth, water and fire. We can see that. Maruta Boma, it is very difficult to see. What we do, the Hindus, they understood it. They examined this external world and came out with this truth, and then they wanted to teach it to the ordinary people, how they can teach them. So what they did, they started with duality. And duality means God will be there, and you are worshipping God, and God is very happy when you are truly showing your respect to God. But the problem is, everything is made of God. What I am going to offer? So the Hindus, they taught in this way that you have to offer fire. You have to offer the earth. These all 5 ingredients, Panchabhuta. How they do? Again comes the aesthetic sense. If you take a lump of earth and show before God, that is also allowed. Because earth, because the Pancha, the 5 are there, and this 5 is the earth, and Apa, and Teja, etc. But because of the aesthetic, the beauty, then what they did, they took the flower as a symbol of the earth. Have you noticed? Please, when you are going to see any temple, when the arati is going on, in the evening time particularly, you will find almost all the Hindu temples, barring 1 or 2, they will be doing these 5 things. Perhaps they know, perhaps they don't know, but these 5 things are the 5, the main thing out of which everything has come. First is the flower, they will be showing the flower, and then they will show the upper, the water, and also they will show the fire. So they first start with the fire, and then there will be water, Then there will be the cloth, they will be showing. What is that cloth? And that is the sky. How they will show it? So that's the symbol is the cloth. So that way they will be showing the cloth. And then there will be the air. And finally the flower, like this they do. And this is the, again, dualistic way and non-dualistic. The dualistic people immediately will connect it with Krishna. Anything that it goes to Krishna. The first is the Vishnu, but it's difficult to worship Vishnu in that way. So Vishnu's avatar Krishna, Vishnu's avatar Rama. But Rama was not in that way, so Krishna. And what the Krishna? Krishna is going along with his friends for the grazing of the cows. So he is coming back and it is dusk. So the mothers are coming out with the light to see whether our children are having all right or not. Because the children, they will be playing over there. Maybe sometime somewhere they have cut their body or something. So they will be with the light, they will see the whole body. From the Advaitic point of view, from the non-dualistic point of view, this is the Pancha Mahabhuta we are offering to God. And from the dualistic point of view, the same Hindu, in a beautiful way, the mothers are running and going and checking their children when they are coming after the grazing of this, they are coming back. So they are checking with the light. After that, what they will do? They will bathe them, they will put the water. The first is the fire, second is the water. After bathing them, they will wash them, then clean them. So the cloth will be there, they will be using. After that, to dry them, they will show the fan. And finally, they will decorate them with the flower and will ask them, go and sit with your father. So this is the way the Krishna, as if he has come, the dualistic way they explain, but they all pancha, all five only. So this pancha, bhuta traya are, out of the five, the pancha, out of five, three bhuta traya are pratyaksha. What are the pratyaksha? We can see, we can touch, we can smell, we can taste. And that pratyaksha is the form of the Brahman. Pratyaksha Rupa, this is a form of the Brahman, this Bhuta Traya. And they call it Satya. All these things are called Satya, not the only three, all the five. This Satya, they are all temporary. There are subtle also, another two. What are the two? Out of five, three are very gross, Shiti, Apa, Teja. Other is the Maruta, the air, and the Bhoma, the space. It remains for a long, long period of time. So these are subtle and there for a long period of time. Now they are dividing the Pancha Bhuta, out of everything it has come, and this Pancha Bhuta is having two forms, one subtle, one gross. Even that, in that there are again the division. The gross is only these three, Shiti, Apa, Teja, they are very temporary. And comparing with these three, other two, Maruta and Bhoma, are very long, they are staying. So this is called the Satya. All this total they are going on. Now it says, the other three, the Prithvi, etc., the Atha Amurtam. In the third verse it says, I am not reading the whole verses because it's very long verses. It will take long time. So I am just, because it is the talk, so I am giving only Amurtam. Atha Amurtam. Why I am saying this Sanskrit? So that it goes into the head. The Amurta. Murta means with form. A means always negative. So Amurta, without form. The form and Amurtam, without form. The moment it is subtle, it is Amritam. Amritam means it is eternal. Friends, when we are reading the Upanishad, slowly they are introducing this type of ideas, the terminologies, so that ultimately they will tell us something completely different. Now they say these 5 things we can understand. Yes, we see that every time. Out of these 5, 3 are gross. We can understand that. See how they are teaching us slowly, step by step. The gross and subtle, we can understand. Subtle is more powerful, we can understand. Out of 5, 3 are gross, 2 are subtle, we can understand. So now they are telling this, apply this to individual. Now this was in the whole area and the whole world that was created. What about me? Who am I? I am also made of those 5 things. My individual, that is also individual self, I am also made of those 5 things. The God is completely different and I am completely different. That is the conception in the dualistic way. But here in the non-dualistic, they say everything that you see in the universe, that is also applicable in an individual soul. And what is that? Apply to that individual. Inside every individual, there are air, vayu, and also space, akasha. They accept there are 2 other things, murta, marta, vyapya. These are the 3 terminologies they are using. One is the form and mortal and limited. Murta, marta, vyapya. Vyapya means this limited. Avyapya, unlimited. Now what do you want? This is amurta, we like to survive. No one wants to die. Have you noticed how they have decided our Creator is eternal? Our Creator is all knowledge, and our Creator is the source of happiness. These 3 only. No 4 or no 5. Only these 3. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And they say Swarupa. This is the embodiment of that. How they could come to that conclusion? Just someone saw and then dictated? No. You look at us. When no one wants to die, how it is? So they say the cause and the effect. What is the cause? God. What is that God? I am using the word God, so it will be easy to understand. Or we can say Brahman. What is that cause? Eternal. Never die. From that we have come. Obviously, that effect is within us. We can give an example like this. The sugar and the candy. Out of sugar, the candy is coming, a sweet is coming. It has a form, but because of the sugar, it is also sweet. The cause and effect. Cause is sweet, effect is also sweet. The same way they are applying in the individual body, atha amurtam, now it is subtle form. Why subtle form? Formless? No, not formless. Subtle form. It has a form, but subtle. The moment we say formless, it goes to that Brahman. That these 2 words are indicating the gross body, sthula sharira, and subtle body, linga sharira. If we can't call it a science, then what is science? The Hinduism is a pure science. And that Hinduism, that science, if we can understand, we will understand all these things that we see is nothing. The temple and all the statues and all this type of, you should do this, you should not do this. If you go to any temple, all the pandas, they are there. The white panda, panda. Panda means a person who has already realized the truth. He is the panda, and from that panda. But the pandas, they only has realized money. So whenever you go approach them, immediately they will ask, give me money and do this and do that. So this is the way slowly we misunderstand religion because of the external thing. We misunderstand that. Here they say, if we understand that, this they examine. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmana. They pariksha, they examined examined the whole universe. And how they examined? They came to understand that is the gross and the subtle. But even the subtle that is there, that is also limited, that is also having some time frame, and it is going to be destroyed. Something must be there beyond these. So they use a beautiful word, Satyasya Satyam. Satya means it is eternal. Again, temporarily eternal, like this building and me. So many Swamis will come, but the building will continue. Comparing with this, I am Satya, the Swamis are Satya, the residents are Satya. They are staying 10 years, 20 years, they are staying, but the building for 100 years, more than 100 years. So comparing with this Satyasya Satyam, isn't it? So this is the I am also there, but similarly it says the sthula and subtle. The sthula, that is gross, they're almost temporary, but the subtle will be for a long period of time, it will be there. So we have to understand that. Our mind was set after the examination, and they found that the consciousness is there, and consciousness is present in every being, and that particular consciousness has a pattern. It never wants to die, it wants to know, and it wants to be happy. These three things are there. No one of us wants to die. We like to know. The curiosity is there. The curiosity about the spirituality, philosophy, science, and so many ways the curiosity. If you go to the modern days universities, there are so many subjects are there, one after another. They are developing different type of sciences. They like to know each and everything. Oceanology is a huge subject, unending knowledge, so many things to know. And about the astrology, about the physical body, physiology, there's so many things to know, constantly changing. So there's no end to it. So knowledge, we are so curious. And some people, they come out, they like to know the truth of it. And that's called spirituality. What is that? They say there must be something out of which all this thing has come. Why we are curious? Why we like to know? In all being, there is something that always tell them that you must know. Why should I have to? And that is because my main cause out of which I have been created, that is the source of knowledge. So they prove in this way. We don't like to die, that is because my cause is eternal. That's why I don't like to die. And then I like to know because of the cause. And finally, have you noticed each and every one of us want to be happy. And we don't know how to be happy. So all the time we are thinking, oh, if I have some knowledge, then I will get some respect in the society, and then I can purchase a house, I can purchase a car, I can settle a family, and then I will be very happy. Going on, right from the grandfather, everyone thought in that way till now, and the grandchildren, same way. But ask everyone, 14 generation, if they come forward and ask them, are you happy? They said no. But the same system they followed. Little at one type of education, then with the utilizing that education, a status in the society, then the family, and in the family, if I am alone, I will be happy. So give out all the old people, send them to the old age home, and I am so happy, oh, one day I will dance. Then second day, I am afraid in this huge building where I am going to stay. So again I am not happy. What is the source of happiness? We do not know. Rich people going on earning, unending. They do not know when they are going to be happy. Some of the people, they are so fabulously rich, in their wife's birthday presented a huge the jet plane. What she is going to do with the plane? Marketing, the shopping with that. So what she is going to do? But they're thinking that, oh, I have money. I was reading, I do not know whether it's true or not. Their family is there, they are so rich, the family members never use one dress more than one day. The second day they won't use the same cloth. Are they happy? Go and ask. The same cloth, how many clothes will be there? So that is why also they are not happy. And there will be party, why the people will come and praise me, and 50 people praised someone. Maybe said, oh, what type of party, you are all useless. But again, the 50 said good, one said bad. So where we are going to get the happiness? There is no happiness at all, anywhere. Najatu kamo kamanam upabhogena samyati. The conclusion came. There'll be a king was there named Yajati. And this Yajati, he wanted to enjoy this world and lived 100 years strong and enjoyed. And after that also desire was there. So he prayed to God. God said, no, you cannot get any more. But if your children share from their life, some portion, some years, you can continue. The junior most, the youngest, he told, okay, you gave me this life, you take me this, nothing, no problem. So he became old, but the Yajati became again young, again enjoyed. You know, afterwards, he said this word. After all, when you are going on getting everything, and you cannot complete it. Why? Because it is like pouring the ghee into fire. The more you will pour the ghee into fire, the more the fire will be. So that is the way we have to understand experience. So why we have called the Brahman Sat Chit Ananda? Sat means eternal. Chit, knowledge. Ananda is bliss. These three words we have used for the consciousness, because we cannot see the consciousness, we cannot touch the consciousness, but we can understand consciousness best this way. Those three are present within us, in every being. Even an ant don't like to die. It has its own type of knowledge, which is sugar and which is sand the ant knows. The knowledge is also there in that ant, and it wants the happiness. So after taking one grain of sugar, it looks at the hill of the sugar and thinks, next day I'll come and carry the whole hill for my family. So that is also there. So we want to know, we want to live, we want to be happy. Where from all these notions came? Just accident? No, cause and effect. So this cause and effect, if we can understand, and we can understand, we can solve many things, many problems of our life. Now, how to go beyond this? We can understand this, that there are gross things, there are little subtle things, but all these five are nothing but temporary. They are Satya. The Satya means eternal. You know, Swami Vivekananda, he addressed India as Satya. Hey Satya. He addressed the India, not the geographical boundary, but the truth that India developed. What is that truth? This. Eternal. And the moment we go to that eternal, then only we are happy. Otherwise we are very unhappy. We can never get happiness. In whatever may be the position. And that is why Tyage naike amritattamana suhu. They say without giving up, you can never get the eternal peace. Amrit means not the nectar, a liquid type of thing. We eat and we survive, not like that. It is the joy, it is the happiness, it is the bliss. And how that will come when we give up everything. And what we are giving up? All these five objects. And when we give up all these five objects, no connection with all this, what remains? consciousness. Why? Because I am made of consciousness only. I am made of consciousness only, and I have been polluted because of this mixture, the mixture of the five things. So you take out all the five things, what remain? The original thing. And there is a gold plate. And on the gold plate, they are giving something which are not very valuable, maybe some of the food grains and these and that. But if you take out all those five things, the gold plate remains. Sometimes they always used to say in the Upanishad that I like to be face to face with the truth. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya apihitam mukam. With the golden plate is covering the truth. Satya, see again the word. Satyasya apihitam mukam. The face of the truth, the eternal, the source of joy is covered. I like to know that, I like to see that, I like to realize that. And I have that quality. With confidence he is telling, what is that quality? I don't have any desire for the worldly things. If you have the desire for the worldly things, forget about it. In the duality also they will say, Jahan Ram, taha nahi Kam. Jahan Kam, taha nahi Ram. In Hindi they say, where there is desire, there is no God. And where there is God, there is no desire. Then the people will be, oh, there is no desire, then I am not going to enjoy, then why should I go for the God? You will get the joy, eternal joy. Why we want a house? Why we want the property? Why we want some appreciation from the society? For happiness. You will get tremendous happiness, extreme joy, which is called bliss, without anything of this. Ata adeshaha. Then sometimes in the Upanishad, they give the instruction. They will be giving only suggestions. But sometimes they will say Ata adeshaha. Adesha, this is the dictum, and this is the instruction. You have to follow that. What is that? If you are interested to go back to the source, to get the eternal happiness, eternal joy, then you have to follow one path. What is that? Na iti, not this, not this. This is the path you have to follow. Friends, as we are reading the Upanishad and following the path of knowledge, so this is, they say, not this, not this. Na iti, na iti. This is the only way. And there is no anyat param na asti. Anyat param na asti. Beyond this, apart from this path, there is no other system, no other practice by which you can purify your mind. No, not the body, it is the mind. So we are having two. Once again we are going back. We are having two. One is body, the gross, another is the mind, the subtle. Now the body is helping us because it is enshrining our mind into it. And mind can think, mind can cognize, mind can judge, mind can discriminate, mind can analyze. By that way, mind is more powerful. So we keep the body healthy so that we can utilize the mind. And suppose a car, if that car, the wheels are not working, what the engine will do? So naturally, you have to keep the car also, the wheels also, the body also all right. Then only engine can function. The engine is the mind. The mind will function. And how it will function? Analyzing. How will it will analyze? What I want. What is my goal? To become a doctor, an engineer, professional, somebody in the society? No. Why? Because I have checked it. All those people were also unhappy. The great hero of our history, and sometimes in Hindi they say, Jo jeete wahi Sikandar. Sikandar means Alexander. And the Alexander, that young man from the Macedonia, he went all the way to India fighting all through his life. And then when he was coming back, midway, he passed away. And now he is not satisfied at all, because his satisfaction was to rule the whole country. He couldn't do that. He was tired of cutting the heads of human beings. He was a great butcher in that way, cutting only the human heads. What contribution! But even then some people give, because what to do? Otherwise his head will not be there. So historian, when he is writing, he is also thinking about his own head. To save his own head, he wrote, "Yo jeete wahi Sikandar." This is not heroism. Heroism is to conquer the own mind. My mind is pulling down to different things. I am the hero. Inside my mind, it is subtle, but I am fighting with that subtle thing. I won't allow you to go over there. I won't allow you to do this. I won't allow you to think like this. That is called heroism. So those who are great meditators, those who can truly meditate, they are the heroes. And no one worshipped Alexander. Everyone worshipped Jesus. Millions and millions are worshipping Jesus, the largest religion of the world is Christianity. And who? Jesus. What he was having? Nothing. Not even a proper clothing. But he is the most powerful. Why? Because he could control his mind. And that is why, to control the mind, the Veda will teach you only one process. Not this, not this, not this. You should not, you should not, you should not. And this is the way you have to withdraw the mind, and your senses should be controlled. And then only you can be happy. So this is Satyasya Satyam again. Now these are all Satya. These are all truth. These are there, but they are not the ultimate. Now the Rishi is taking us to the ultimate. What is that ultimate? So if I become a very powerful in subtle way in my mind, I can control the world, I can control many minds. The yogis, they can read the other minds, they can control the other minds, so they think, oh, this way also we can. But that is also very temporary, very, very temporary. And some of the people who become very popular, then again they lose everything, because they never wanted the truth. They wanted only the appreciation of the people. Some of the yogis, they came to America, they became popular, and they got so many things for few days, few years. Now they are nowhere. But those who gave up, never wanted anything, like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, not a proper clothing also. The one gentleman came to one of our temple, and it's more the summer times, the people here, they wear the shorts, and they'll become, then that there in that temple they said, oh, you are not in a proper dress, you cannot go inside the temple. Then he said, look at your God, he is not also having any proper dress. So why cannot go? I can also go. So like that they argued. So dress is not the code. The code is, am I controlled in my mind? So that is the way we have to think. So this way we have to Satyasya Satyam, eternal, and it has no creation. No one has created the Brahman. If anyone has created the Brahman, that's why in the Upanishads also, the questions are there, in the Veda questions are there. Who has created the God? They said, we do not know. Because there is something which is always there, eternal. All through it is there. And then there are something which is, comparing with others, is a long life is there. And others, a short life. So they say the gross, subtle, and the finest thing, that is Brahman. So Satya is that which is living for some period of time. But Satyasya Satyam, the ultimate eternal thing, is this Brahman which has no creator. The God has no creator. It is eternal. Except Brahman, all other subtle, like the mind and the gross or body, they are created things. So obviously, for a period of time, they are there, but they are not truly Satya. So our goal is to reach to the Satyasya Satyam, the ultimate goal. How? Neti, neti, neti. Not this, not this, not this. Then when we are studying, at that time, we have to learn, because there is a challenges in the world. So when there are challenges we are facing, then we are establishing ourselves, then ultimately we have to go in a certain position where we will say, enough is enough, I don't want it. That is called Tyaga. Not that in the beginning itself I say like that. If they can, that is also good. There were some people, because of their past birth, they were already completed, so they never wanted all these things. Like all those who came to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, all the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, they were from aristocratic families, many of them. They were all educated people. They were the Calcutta University students, almost most of them. But they wanted nothing of this world. So they gave up. So neti, neti, I don't want anything, not name, not fame, nothing. So when we can do like that, when we can give up, then Satyasya Satyam. Now after telling this, the Upanishad will give us an example. What is that example? Yajnavalkya, the great rishi of the Upanishad, he was a great knower of Brahman also. He was having 2 wives, a lot of wealth. In those days, wealth means the farming land and the orchard and the cows and all those. He was a lot of having that. And he used to go for competition, they will be debating. He will go and defeat the others, and he will get a lot of wealth from the kings. In those days, our kings were a great supporter of knowledge. So they used to support this. They will be organizing the debate. And what will be the debate? What is eternal and how you can prove it? So like this. After all these things, then one day he came to his wives and said, now I am retiring. I am going to give it all up. I am going for sannyasa. The word sannyasa means samyak nyasa. Samyak means complete. Nyasa means giving up. Completely giving up. What is that? Ahamkara. I am a knowledgeable person. I am a professor. I can challenge you. I can sometimes debate with you. These are all desires are there. Knowledge is also a desire, a property. But I like to give up everything. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, when you become full, there is no sound. And he gives the example of an empty pitcher. The empty pitcher, when you are pouring the water, it will make some sound. But when the water is full in the pitcher, no sound. A beautiful example. So when they understood all these things are unnecessary, the teachership, my knowledge, my property, my acceptance in the society is not giving me the ultimate joy, ultimate peace, ultimate happiness. So he came and said to his 2 wives, Maitri and another one, and one said, oh, this is good. Are you going to give the property to me? 50-50. Then it's okay, 50. But the other one, Maitri, another wife, she said, you were having the whole thing, but how come that you are leaving it? Then he said, because I am not happy with this. Jenaham amritasyam, tenaham kima kuryam. Then that lady said, you were having whole property, but you didn't get the happiness. Amrit, ultimate joy. Now why unnecessarily I will take the half of it? Give me that knowledge so that I can also get the knowledge that you are going to get. So there is a beautiful dialogue between them. We will enter into that dialogue. Actually, we are passing through a big forest of knowledge. Brhadaranyaka Upanishad, big forest of knowledge. And we have come to the lighted side. Previously, when the beginning, it was little shady. Now slowly, we have come to the place where we can see the light and the light of Brahman. And today, we have learned from the Rishi that everything that we see is nothing but Brahman. Everything that is there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna puts it in a beautiful way. He said, if you can see God by closing your eyes, can't you see God with open eyes? That is really unique. And after listening this, after hearing this, and sometimes Sri Ramakrishna used to teach his favorite disciple Vivekananda, and this Vivekananda afterwards he said, whoever is serving the poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate, is serving the living gods and goddesses. If you offer the food to the god, which is not at all tasty, the god in the image won't say anything. But try to there and the living people, maybe they are from the Syria, they are in a what's called camp. But if they are not liking the food, immediately they will shout, hey, what type of food you have served? We don't like to eat it. So you have to be very careful when you are serving the living gods and goddesses. And sometimes you will get a lot of appreciation. The society will give you something that, oh, he is a great personality, served so many people. People will clap, people will invite you, and you will go and give the lecture, and slowly ego will increase, and you are away from the God again. And that is the reason it goes up and down, and we have to be very, very careful. Finally, see, all this thing, the Hindus, they put it in stories, mythological stories. And they went to the Father, the God, and said, we are not happy. How to be happy? Get the Amrit, get that eternal thing, the ambrosia that you can drink and you will become eternal and you will be happy. How to get it? Churn the ocean. Samudra Mantana is a great story in Indian epic. But where is that ocean? Now, all the stories, if you go to try to find it, you won't find anywhere. Where is that ocean? And then they say, okay, to churn we need something very strong, so that with that only we can churn. We need a rope also. We need a lot of people, because one side and other side they will go on churning. How it is possible? Not only that, in the ocean it will be soft. We need a hard base also on which we can put that stick. The Lord said, I will be the hard base. And take that hill as the stick, and take the snake as the rope, and invite your other brothers, Asuras. You know, the gods and the Asuras are brothers. They're only two mothers, but the same father. They are brothers only. So call them also, so that you can do that. They did it. And of course, the funny stories are there. This is coming up, that is coming up. Indra is always very smart god. Indra will be picking up all the best things. Then ultimately came a terrible thing, that's a poison, venom. Then no one was around to take that. And what will happen? Then they called Shiva. Somehow they could go and convince him. Shiva is always eager to help others. Immediately Shiva came and started drinking that. He was a yogi, so he kept that poison in his throat, as the story goes, and then saved this whole world. And this is the ultimate joy, giving yourself for the betterment of others. That's why the Ramakrishna mission, they say Atmana Moksha, Jagat Hita also. And whatever you are doing, that will give you the liberation, at the same time the betterment of the world. So this is the whole of religion, the whole of philosophy. But the base is understanding the truth. This world is temporary, and unless and until I go to the ultimate truth, which is eternal, I will never get the joy, never get the happiness, eternal happiness. So the process is giving up, not this, not this. So this is the way only it teaches. The next time we will learn the conversation, the dialogue between the Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. That's a very famous dialogue. Is there any question today?
Joyji is asking a two-part question. Maharaj, is Atma Jnana not complete without aparokshanubhuti? That's part one. Part two is, how can I attain aparokshanubhuti?
Your second question answer you all know. Neti is the only path. Not this, not this. So that is the way you have to withdraw your mind. Am I going to get joy, eternal joy from this? No. So that way you have to withdraw. It's a path of jnana. And then if you are completing that, then pratyaksha, aparaksha, anubhuti will be there. Why they use the aparaksha? There is no support. I have anubhuti, I have the joy. What is that? I see me in my mirror. The mirror is there, I can see myself. So that is also another joy. Same way, I see the God in this. But when you are feeling yourself into that, without any support of anything, that is called aparaksha. But the process is neti. That is the only way.
Anirmal is asking, Maharaj, after purification of mind, does the spiritual seeker need to cross mind also?
The purification of the mind that you are asking, that is the main thing. Again and again we always discuss about the food. And the food of mind, the mind also needs food. And the food of mind is what? Now physically, the body also, if you eat, as they call it, all this food, junk food they call it. And it is so tasty, the junk food. But that will be causing the difficulty in the body. So similarly, if you take the junk food for the mind, that will also cause difficulty because the suffering will come. So what is the purification? Good food for the mind. What is the good food? Sadhu Sangha. What is the Sadhu Sangha? Those words, those sceneries, those tastes, those things that make your mind broad. And you think to pray for others. You get activated to help others. That is called purification of the mind. The mind is impure as long as you are egoistic, thinking about yourself only. That is impure. I should have this, I should be this, I should be that. Impurity, because it is temporary. And then when you are thinking about the others, Parahita Premanaya, in the Swami Vivekananda writing about the Shiva, Parahita Prema, his prema, his love is to serve others, help others, and nothing else. Swami Vivekananda said, as long as a single soul will suffer, I will come and take the form, take the life, and try to help them. So this is called, you have to understand that as long as I, the ego, the selfishness is there, impurity. And the moment you go beyond that, it is purity. It is not the food. We are wasting time. That is called physical food. And physically, this body cannot take us to God. Body is to be perished. It is mind. So be careful about the mind's food. That will give you energy to love others, to understand others, and to serve others. That is called pure food. Is okay. Any other question from here? Dr. Saab? Dr. Bakhan, no. Okay. Okay, then we will say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Tat Sat. Tat means that, Sat means eternal. Tat Sat, that is eternal. What is that? Brahman. Thank you, friends. Thank you for coming. And as you know, from tomorrow onwards, the Parliament of Religion will start. It's a huge thing that is happening in the Chicago. At least once you can go for the experience how so many religions they are together and they are having all the discussions under one roof. That is really unique. We cannot think of when in the name of religion people are cutting each other's throat. And here in the Parliament of Religion, it happened first time in America in 1893 when they were celebrating after 100 years. In 1993, some of our Swamis, including Swami Brhadaranyaka, they thought, why not start an organization in this name and continue this legacy? And they formed the Parliament of Religion. They say it started in the kitchen of our Vedanta Society in Hyde Park. So they sat over there and they discussed and decided. And this is continuing. It has become a very strong body and accepted by almost everyone. And it goes to different countries in different cities to organize this meeting. Along with these religions, there are cultural and other things are also there. But the good thing is, at least they come together. They see each other. And it is not that we are going to accept, oh, I am a Hindu, I should be Christian, you are a Christian, you become a Hindu. Nothing like that. Some people, they make the mistake. It is like going to the same goal by different paths. Tomorrow, they have given me the opportunity to welcome the congregation on behalf of the Hindus. And Hindus are the 3rd largest religion of the world. So whatever I know, they're going on reducing the timing. First it was 8 minutes, then became 7 minutes, now it is 5 minutes, and when I reach over there it will be 1 minute. So like that, they are reducing it. So anyway, I appreciate it because they come together. And you know who showed it? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And in one of the devotees' house, he was visiting. He was an aristocrat of Calcutta, Nanda Bose. And he was having a picture drawn by someone else where Sri Ramakrishna was present, showing the famous leader in those days, Keshav Chandra Sen, that different religious people are going to the same goal. That is the Samannaya Bhava. Then when Sri Ramakrishna was seeing that picture, someone said, "Sir, you are there." He said, "Yes." And then he said, "This is the path in the modern time. This you have to follow. As many faiths, so many paths." He declared. And now people are understanding, slowly, but they are understanding. Even in the Muslim heartland, they organized all religious meet. Can you believe? After 1,500 years of the Hazrat Muhammad, they invited all of us, different religious groups, and they organized it in the Riyadh, the capital of the Saudi Arabia. So people are understanding it. The misconceptions are going away, and all are going to the same goal. Friends, I'll be very happy to introduce you one of our sister. I saw her in Arunachal Pradesh, many a times. Please come. The sister Nivedita, or very famous as Nivedita Didi, and she is the vice president of the Vivekananda Kendra. One of the great personality, the name, the founder, Eknathji Ranade. So this Ranade, he accepted the ideology of Swami Vivekananda. He was the disciple of one of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So far I know, that is our Gangadhar Maharaj. No? So he took up one idea. Vivekananda said, education is the panacea of all evils. He took up that idea and he constructed the huge temple, many of you must have visited, in Kanyakumari, where Swami Vivekananda sat on the top of that hill and that he meditated, and from there only all this came, and he constructed the temple, and he fought so much. If you read that, really thrilling story, all alone. And when we were children, we also paid 1 rupee, some few annas. We contributed in that way in schools and schools all over India. Almost all students from all over India, they contributed at least 1 anna, the 1/4 of a rupee. And by that way, he collected fund and constructed that. And I have seen them, how they are working in Arunachal Pradesh, so many schools, and they are teaching the tribal children, not Hindus. They are Christians are there, others are there, Buddhists are also there. So by that way, they are spreading. This time, they invited her to give a talk, and she'll be one of the speakers in the plenary and in this Parliament of Religion. With her 2 other sisters have also come. So this is a unique thing. If you want to come, come there to visit. But I would request, come on 18th, the last day, because we have a standout program on that day. And on that standout program, you can go and see all those and then come and attend our program, because all the Swamis are coming. One Swami from Belur Math, and he's the Assistant General Secretary, and one from, from Toronto, another from Boston, Swami Kripabhaya, and our, what is called? Yoga, not Durgatma. Not Sarva, the other one from Boston, Tyagananda. I forgot. Tyagananda, becoming old. So this Tyagananda ji is coming. So it will be wonderful. From today night they will be reaching, and all this week will be there. And finally, just to announce, 14th is the Monday, then 15th is we will all go to Ganges, and there we will listen that from the Swami who is coming from India about Indian independence, the contribution of Vivekananda in Indian independence movement. So please come and enjoy this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the Sunday we will have meeting over here. Saturday 2 meetings with all those Swamis, and the very famous Swami, the speaker, he will be coming, Sarvapriyananda, in the Hindu temple, in our Home of Harmony. So please enjoy and purify your mind. Listen to all this, be with the Swamis, discuss with the Swamis, purify your mind. Thank you very much.